All right. So right now we're going to talk about BASF. All right. This is a behemoth of a company. All right. And part of the reason I have, they had a large, their North American operation was right around the corner where I used to live. And I used to ask around and ask about the company. That's how I kind of became familiar with this company. It's a German company, right? So it's not an American company, but it's still a massive company that you should, pay attention to. Let's go over to Wikipedia, kind of start here, right? Kind of see what it is. So we're listed on the Frankfurt, the London, the Zurich. So if you're not able to trade on those, then I don't know where you're coming from. So let's go. The history there. I mean, from 1865. So it's not going anywhere. The dyes. So yeah, they're in dyes, soda, sulfuric acid, and ammonia, IG, farbin, or like a whole bunch of different things. Let's see this. World War II, following appointment of Hitler. Oh yeah, because it's a German company. Uh, oh wow, wow. Did not know about this. I mean, mind you, this is I mean they were German, so it makes sense. They built a chemical factory in Auschwitz. Uh, yeah, it's the largest chemical factory in the world. Very interesting. Aha. All right. So basically, I mean, you can read this yourself if you want to. They helped the Germans or the Nazis or whatever. But then in 48, they came back. Okay, wow. So I mean, if you read, I mean, like I said, you're more than welcome to read. I'm just trying to take out the key little parts. They're in Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Brazil, India, blah 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 blah, Mexico, Spain, 65. Higher value products such as coating, pharmaceuticals, pesticides, and fertilizers. Like I said, they're literally in everything that you touch. Aha. Takeovers. So in 68, they took over Herbal. Never heard of it. Let's get to more. Yeah, here we go. Finances. Employees. So in 2008, so it looks like they're hiring more people. Total assets. I mean, mind you, these are euros. They're continuously growing. Their revenue is not, so that's something we got to pay attention to. And their income is going down, right? So their company is growing, but their income is going down. So that's a little bit of something to be concerned about. And okay, that's enough of Wikipedia. Again, you're more than welcome to come and look at it yourself. And as you see, it even says Dow Chemical Company as a C also, right? So let's check out what products: agriculture, automotive, chemicals, construction, electronics, furniture, wood, healthcare, paintings and coatings, pharmaceuticals. Let's see what kind of pharmaceuticals they're in. All right, so they're not really the pharmaceutical companies. They provide the ingredients for your pharmaceutical companies. And then, of course, they're regularly inspected, which, of course, they're going to say that. That's obvious. All right, let's see what else they got. Investors. Okay. December 10th. Okay, so it is December 17th right now, 2020. You look kind of gone down a little bit. Oh, this is December 17th. Well, I mean, we'll look at the chart in just a second. Uh, Attractive investment. I mean, they're all gonna say that. Let's kind of see if we can. Let's check out their dividend. Wow. So it looks like they're giving special dividends. This is a special dividend. So this is it seems like it's a pretty safe investment if you're trying to bring cash, right? Because we, like I said, they're in everything. They have a huge, massive cash flow every. I mean, their profits have gone down a little bit, but their worth has gone up. Uh, if they paid this special dividend, I would probably say to kind of help all the shareholders during COVID, because I mean this is literally a special dividend, and $3 per share per dividend on just a special dividend is amazing. That's great. So I mean, if you only have one share, you're in woohoo. But even at that, what 10% is $6. So they gave you a 5% dividend on the 23rd. So that's not bad. Here we go. What is this? This is dividend per share. So there you go. Over the last 10 years, they are consistently raising their dividend. Yeah, okay. So this is really nice. So we can go back 20 years. How is the shares outstanding, the dividend, year-end price? What were they at 20 years ago? So 20 years ago, there was at 18. What happened? In 2016, they were a much higher company. I wonder what happened. So this is what kind of concerns me. It's just the simple fact is that for 3 years we hit all the way up to 91, and then we dropped $30, or it's basically almost 30%, and then we're staying down 30%. Now I understand oil's gone down and everything like that, but this company has, and there might be something else that's going on, but this company has a history of bouncing from 50 to 70 to 60 to 80, 90, back to 60. Let's look at the dividend yield. So 4.9% as of 2019, every time before that. So yeah, their dividend yield is going up. Look at this year in 08, they were at a 7% yield at a 20. Yeah, they're paying in 08. Let's think of oil. Oil is really high, so they're probably making a lot of money because their products are based off of petroleum based and chemicals. All right, let's go. Let's look at this. So yeah, CNBC says they pay 11 or 5.1%, $70 billion company, 900 million shares out. All right, here we go. We got some news. Long-term problem with two of their largest segments. He said, I sell of 400 million in U.S. chemical assets. Let's look at this. Let's see what problems they have. This is from Seeking Alpha. Wow, they're just throwing a whole bunch of stuff at me, aren't they? Trying to just read the article. We're very high. This right here, very concerning. China and the U.S. invest heavily in new polyamide capacities, become more independent from imports. So that's literally hurting this company. It's reportedly very high depreciation and amortization expenses. So yeah. All right. So I'm glad we did look at this. Now I'm not 100% sold on what he's saying because the dividend. What it's true because when companies give out like when they raise their dividend, because let's look at this before, right? So you're losing money, right? You're losing money and you're giving out a nice dividend. So you were higher. Like let's look at 2017. They were giving 3.4%. Then they went to 5.3% and back to 4.9%. That kind of coincides with what this guy's saying over here. The next 2 or 3 years, he's kind of nervous of what's going on with the ethylene and the propylene and the MDI and TDI. And then you're also worried about kind of China and US. So this is one, put on your watch list, kind of monitor it over some time. But I'm it's kind of hard to be 100% sold on this company. Let's look at 5 years on CNBC. This is Corona, obviously. So like I said, this is an easier way to pinpoint it out. But this stock, it looks like it has large fluctuations. Because if you were to buy up here, you got to be careful when you buy. If you were to buy right here, this was in 15, then you would have barely started making your money back 3 years later, and then it crashed, right? So it's very difficult to really want to go dive into this. But if you're trying to capture, seems like a relatively safe dividend, go ahead. But I wouldn't bet the house on it. I wouldn't bet the farm, whatever the saying is. All right, the next one. Let's look at DuPont.